Ever since the reveal of the PS5, one of the really big things that people have been kind of clamoring for is different color designs on the shells, specifically an all-black design because, well, historically, most PlayStation systems at launch starting at the PS2 have been completely black designs. And so, a lot of companies are starting to dive in to try and give you your own way of doing this, and one of the biggest ones right now a lot of people are seeing are the Dark Plates from Dbrand, which I have right here in front of me. So let's just open this up real quick. Oh yeah, this is definitely that Dbrand packaging. And here we have one of the two plates. Now, these are available in both for disc and all digital versions. This specific one is for the disc because I have the disc-based PS5. One of the very fine details about the PS5 plates is that they have the little circle, square, X, all that stuff on the inside. And in typical Dbrand fashion, there's a little bit of parody and daring going on here, where on the inside we have the same kind of very fine etching, but of their own original character designs that just happen to share a lot of those same shapes. I will say, the plastic on this feels really good. I kind of want to hold this and the actual PS5 plate at the same time to really feel if there's a difference in terms of texture or maybe just the thickness of the plastic, but this feels like it's a really good, really strong material. I actually already took a look at the video for how to do the swap, and something that's really nice is they actually point out using these mats as a way to safely place your PS5 down while removing plates, so that way you're not rubbing up against the table, you're not going to scratch the table or the plate itself. It's just a cool kind of way of repurposing what's already included in the packaging. And here is the other plate. A little plainer because it's just the side that doesn't have a disc tray. Still has that same inner, and I think that's everything in here. Yes, it is. All right. So we can set the box aside for now. So we've got our two plates right here, which will replace the ones on the PS5, and let's just go ahead and do it. So to begin with, I'm just gonna go ahead and stack these plates on each other over the side over here so I can use this plate right here. We have the PS5, I set up the little foam plate beneath. Now I haven't actually taken a PS5 apart yet, and that's one of the things that is nice about these plates is that they're designed to pop off. I mean, even back when PlayStation was first revealing the PS5, they did all the videos of, oh, look, you pop off the plates and here's a little place where you can, vacuum out any dust that's gotten caught inside, all that kind of thing. So that's part of what makes this exchange really nice, is that you're really just replacing something that's designed to be removed in the first place. You don't have to worry about having any kind of specialized kit or anything crazy. It just pops off, to my knowledge. So I believe all you need to do is apply some pressure to this corner here, and then, oh, that was the way. I did that with a little bit of too much force, and now I have light scratches on the inside plate. That's okay, can't see the inside normally. Oops. Before I get into taking apart the rest of it and swapping these parts though, let's go ahead and compare the two plates. So these are the non-plate, these are the non-disc sides. And of course, one difference aside from the color is the fact that the Dbrand one does not have the little PlayStation cutout, because while there are a lot of things Dbrand will certainly risk with emulating, the actual straight up logo of PlayStation, probably a little bit too risky of a move. I might just be losing my mind a little bit. I kind of want us to weigh these because I feel like the Dbrand one's a little heavier. Textures feel very similar. The Dbrand one feels just a touch rougher to me. Not by a lot though. And then I'm not gonna break this, or not try to at least, but I kind of just want to see how it flexes. And then this definitely feels like a stiffer plastic as well. I don't know if it's because the plastic is thicker or just because of the particular material they used, but it does feel just a little less pliable compared to the PS5 plates. So we've got the little hooks here that go into these same slots where I, again, accidentally may have caused a little bit of scratching. And then we're gonna apply pressure to the same corner we did before, but also the opposite one. And that was really easy to do. I mean, of all the different kinds of exchanges and stuff we've done, that took all of just a quick replacement kind of deal. I didn't have to unscrew anything. Yeah, it was that one, cool. And I removed that one a lot more cleanly. And again, we have the inside of the PS5. Here's our disc that I just shocked myself on. Awesome. Disk drive, not disc. Yeah, see, you're not getting the final. Why don't you want to clip? The first side was so easy. Oh wait, I might have gotten it. That might be it. Oh yeah, that is a nice look. I gotta say, I go back and forth on this because I know a lot of people really wanted the all black design, and Personally, I do normally like having two different colors going on in a system's design, but this does look really nice. I'm usually not a fan of doing all one color, but I don't know, I just think maybe it's just because of the history of PlayStation and how we're kind of used to systems looking. This looks more true to the kind of evolution of the consoles. And maybe that's part of the point, right? Is that the PS5 is a heavy shift in a different direction, but this looks nice. Now, right now from Dbrand, they only offer this particular dark plate option. I would not be surprised if they start offering other colors down the line. I have seen another company that is making some other color plates as well, which I've ordered, but they have not arrived yet. So I'm really looking to actually compare the quality of the plates for each one and see how those other colors work out. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that future video trying out both side by side. You know, I really gotta say that aside from the obvious fact that, you know, people have been really wanting an all-black design for the PS5 aside, I am really happy with how this plate exchange went for a couple different reasons. First off, I really enjoy the fact that while Dbrand did go out of their way to kind of put their own little personal spin on the shells themselves by having those specialized characters on the inside, it's such a subtle thing that you would never notice without going out of your way to get up close and kind of look at it on the inside lip, that it adds that personal flavor, but it doesn't get in the way of ultimately accomplishing what the real goal is here, to just make a nice, honestly, official looking blackout PS5. Topping it off though is the fact the plastic on this does appear to be a denser, heavier, and overall stronger plastic than the PS5's plates. I haven't had an issue yet where the plates themselves have taken damage, but it's definitely a thing that I have been very paranoid about because of the fact that, you know, those things protruding off, and because I transport my PS5 a lot, I'm just always afraid of what could happen to those plates if some kind of accident were to happen. And we actually took the time to weigh the plates in comparison, and it turns out that yes, the Dbrand ones are actually a heavier, denser design, so it feels like it's a bit more stronger and less pliable, which gives that extra little sense that it is a tougher system. Now, as of right now with this design, I have left the center section of the system untouched. If you've seen any other coverage of these plates, you'll know that Dbrand does also make skins to apply to the middle. I've left it with the gloss intentionally because honestly, like I've mentioned before, I normally like to have some kind of color contrast, and if I'm not going to have that in this design, I think the matte and gloss mix is a really nice one. They do make a matte skin as well to replace the gloss, which I'm a little tempted to try out, but I'm actually really happy with how this current look is working out. It's very reminiscent to me of what PlayStation kind of experimented a little bit with the initial PS4, where that had that half gloss, half black, and I think that kind of carries forward that design aesthetic a little more. Really, with how easy it was to do the swap, I'm really excited to see more and more people experiment with this concept because, again, the blackout design is something that I think a lot of people were really hoping to see from PlayStation themselves officially, but what this has really got the gears in my head turning for are all the other possibilities with things like special design plates, something that's other than just a simple plain color. I would love to see some translucent plate designs that would actually show the fans underneath a little bit. I mean, imagine the special edition 500mm PS4 Pro, that dark translucent blue for side plates. That would be beautiful. And really, I think the biggest hanging question for a lot of people is whether or not Sony themselves will kind of try to dive into this particular realm, because it makes so much sense. The plates themselves remove so easily, and imagine if, you know, obviously, Sony's going to continue doing things like special edition systems, because why not? There's a lot of money to be had there. But at the same time, I'm really curious if maybe for smaller releases that are still first party and they want to have some way of celebrating it system-wise, if a standalone plate release, instead of just necessarily a full-blown system, isn't something that Sony themselves could directly experiment with. Because honestly, this is one of the most exciting things to me about the PS5's design. It's something that I mentioned before, I never really fully loved it. I think the blackout approach makes it look a lot better, and the possibilities of what you can do with customizing them is, I think, the system's biggest strength looks-wise.